Hey everybody, I've been telling all the stories about the times that I needed okay? And only because of awareness and quick thinking have I not pulled the trigger in America, okay? So, only because of quick thinking and awareness. If you don't have the awareness, you're in a gunfight. Being in a gunfight, especially at close range, as they often are, if you're surprised, if you're behind and you got a shitty slow draw, so many of you are so behind and unrealistic in your training. And you're like, I just carry it. It's good enough. No, it's not. And you're not good enough. So train. Okay? Train. But yeah, let's get to the eighth time. Now, the eighth time I needed a gun is a little different, admittedly, because it's working armed security. Where I felt like, and some of you are going to go, well, some of these stories, it really seem like, some of them, that was nothing. If I got to, like, have my hand near it, on it, display it, let it be known I'm fucking ready to go if we're going, pay attention. And paying attention makes you better able to do the things that you're going to do to keep yourself safe, your family safe, the good, same, sober, moral people around you safe. Like I said in other videos, I'm protective of women. I'm very protective of kids. You kick my dog, I'm going John Wick on you, motherfucker, and all that. Okay, so next up. So I'm working on security in a bank. Luckily, I beat up John Wick, choked him out, and took his HKP-30L that I'm carrying on duty. And my Dara holster, it's only level 2, but it's fast. And usually in the banks that I worked, I wasn't like or surrounded by people. I would keep my back. I would stand in a certain area, so I didn't have to worry so much about grabs. If I did, I would prefer a quick level 3. The alien gear actually looks okay, unlike every other holster they make. But I don't really love the Safari Land 3 different. But anyway, so working in a bank, usually like a very non-problem bank, though it is kind of on meth row versus the meth guy just hired me to rob me. The first story I did here, which is really the latest one. Not far from there, like pretty close to there actually, but usually it was just old people coming into this bank. It was a pretty slow bank. So, true sayers, you might want to pay attention to. Hey Mel, give me a comment. Say hi on X. Anyway, and you too, Elon. But 3 guys walk in, I think. 3 guys. Right away. Again, this is kind of the awareness thing, guys. And intuition. So 2 of the stories have been more intuition than awareness. Dark energy, an evil energy. If you feel like a ghost walked into a room, okay, is what I mean. If you feel your senses go tingle, spider sense, hair stand up, like it feels like a cold ghost is by you, is what I mean, obviously. First or 2. It might have been 2 at first. So, right away, though, I'm feeling this, and it's like, oh, what is going on here? Even if nothing outward says you, but your intuition does, pay attention to your intuition, especially women. They want to ignore their intuition. Is that guy following me in the dark parking lot? Why is your hand not left hand on the pepper spray if you're right-handed already on the pistol underneath that you should be carrying on your person, not in the purse you can't get to? Anyway, pay attention to your intuition. You have survived for millennia, okay? Or at least thousands of years. Pay attention to it. So, these guys come in, whatever, but I mean, I'm looking at them, they're looking at me. Something's rotten in Denmark. To, I think, throw a true romance term out there, even though we probably don't like that director, who I mentioned in another video. But, you guys got to learn these things one day. I'm like trying to be cool, but you're keeping your hand like thumb in the pocket ready to go, or even at times hanging out by the pistol grip. Okay? I think one went in and one out. A guy comes in, old cat. And he doesn't really even acknowledge anybody. Not even them, who he's obviously with. And comes and sits down. I think he sits down in the chair. I used to sit down to the right of the door. So pretty close. And he's just like he's not paying attention. Okay. So, Lesson for you boys. The young pups might be jolly and stupid. But when the OG walks in, that's old, obviously older, and not paying attention, that's the shooter. That's the eyes, that's the backup. So I'm like worried about these guys, but not nearly as much as the guy being so cool. He don't acknowledge nobody, and he's sitting there like this. That's, if something goes wrong with these guys, this guy's fucking shooting me from the side in the head. You get what I'm talking about? So pay attention, guys. Anyway, nothing happens. But for a week, they are coming back over and over again. They're stalking out the place. But I mean, it does literally come to times where it's like, I know you're looking at me. We're occasionally smiling at each other, and you know I'm looking at you. And I know why you're looking at me, because you're up to no fucking good. And you know that I know that you're up to no fucking good, so I'm looking at you. But we're still all having to play fucking nice before a fucking shootout in a minute happens, like in a cowboy saloon. Pretty close quarters, too. And everywhere I work, I pace out and I work on my long shots. That's why I can draw and put two in someone's head at 12 yards. Because a lot of places, it's like, most of the shit here is in the 5 or 7 yard range. But if I got to defend Karen because I'm coming back from the bathroom, and someone's got a pistol to her head, at the teller, that's 10 yards. And this corner to this corner, that's 12 yards. So if you work in an area anyway, guys, even if you're worried about like an active shooter guy who got just fired coming back on Monday morning kind of thing, pace out your distances and make sure you're practicing accordingly, and you have some shooting ability pass. Most is 2 to 7 yards, 3 to 5 yards, okay? So 3 to 5 is the most common, 2 to 7, but you better be good at 10, 12, 15, 25 if you need to be. Anyway, yeah, so there was definitely there was one time where I remember putting my hand on my pistol, loosely, and pretty intense. And it was intense for a reason. We notify, I keep an eye out, I try to get their car, they had parked in reverse, you can't get the plate, they kept coming back and coming back, we're calling the police, we get ID on one, it goes up to Marshal Service. One of the guys, Marshal Service, we want him bad, there is a warrant for him. I mean, they're coming into town to get this fucking guy. So out of the 5, there was 5, at least, working in this crew. What they were doing was passing bad checks. Now, I caught a different guy in a vehicle. I think I caught him paying attention, saving the bank money, not that they give a F, coming through the drive-thru. And no, that dude was with them the first day or something. Or maybe I recognized the passenger or something. So I'm hold those fucking checks. Bad checks. So that's okay, now we're getting an idea what's going on. And even though we kind of let them know, we know, because Marshall's doing their thing. Anyway, really stressful. Went out of the car, put on body armor, called to get another guy there. Actually, at least that day, one of the managers did show up, vest, pistol, ready to go with me. And then I think the next day they threw another kid on me. No fucking training. Oh, I'm carrying this. Pulled the fucking gun out. Only got 40 FMJ in it. 40 FMJ is worse than 9. We'll fucking go to it. It's perfect for black bear defense. For bear defense. And then I think a couple days later, I got a totally new, completely obese guy with a no retention holster and a shield. Where's your extra magazine? He's got 7+1 and a fucking shield FMJ. Thanks. Maybe we shouldn't be using FMJ in fucking banks, number 1. And number 2, have some friggin' level of training to get your license. But anyway, I digress. I don't remember what happened with that. I mean, we had police show up a couple times. They came and I'm going to try and call in the back room, but not let them know. And a bunch of cops running in, and I'm like, man, that guy's got a lot of fucking 220, because different areas around us, some carrying nines, some are carrying 40s. They're going to Glock 9s with red dots now. The sheriffs and PD is still using P220s, like fucking eight round 45 magazines on. Shows up ready to go because, yeah, like marshals wanted one of them something bad. So these were a bad crew. And I at least knew when the guy comes in, sits down, and he's older than the rest of them, he's running the crew or he's their shooter. Acting cool as a cucumber. He don't look stressful like all the others. He hides it better. That's the fucking guy waiting to shoot you in the side or back of the head when you're focused on them, or when one of the ladies goes, "Oh, what's this? Check, who are you working for?" Like, that's the one ready to shoot and get their crew to escape. Not saying they all didn't maybe have guns and all that, but anyway, that's the story. It's a little bit different because we're working security. I have another one coming up about lunchtime that you're going to want to listen to, even more stressful. But yeah, I mean, I instead of them getting away with $30,000 of bad checks, I think they got away with like 8, and I stopped another like 12 or 13 right away coming through the drive-through. Stopped them from processing that. Even not my job, but yeah, I made that happen, right? And I made it happen. Hopefully the marshals got this guy. I mean, I got the different cars they were bringing up there, get them all the descriptions and all that. Anyway, guys, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And have you worked armed security before or law enforcement? Any marshals out there? Let me know. I got a friend who did some high risk task warrant stuff, kicking in doors, and all that. But anyway, guys, do your thing, do all the things, do all your things, subscribe. Thanks. Come on.